That's awful, right? The free black slaves starting a new life in New York City, getting the right to vote, and then that land just gets stolen from them. But it was somebody else's land even before that, the Lenape Indians. Okay, so this was the ancestral homeland of the Lenape people. Particularly, there was a subgroup known as the Muncie Lenape. They lived across what is now Manhattan, and they occupied this for thousands of years prior to the European colonizers showing up. So, and how do we know this? The Lenape and their descendants maintained oral traditions that speak of this land. So there are records of it. There's also archaeological evidence. There's shell middens. It's like ancient garbage heaps with oysters and clamshells, bones, stone tools, projectile points, pottery shards. This was found in Central Park. Um, if you just, it's funny to me because many of the places and names in New York City are Lenape words. Manhattan is a Lenape word. Hackensack, Rockaway. So just remember where all of this came from in the first place. So the Lenape had seasonal camps and trails throughout the whole area. And this is not just Central Park, obviously. I mean, this stretches from New York to New Jersey to Pennsylvania. But the other records are that when the Dutch arrived in the early 1600s, they did encounter these very well established Lenape communities. The Dutch West India Company negotiated the purchase, notice the air quotes there, the purchase of Manhattan from the Lenape in 1626, and they say it was for like $24 or something. But this purchase is now accepted as just colonial fiction, right? The Lenape had no concept of land ownership like the Europeans did, and there's no way that they knew what they were agreeing to. I think that they thought they were sharing the land. They didn't think of it as like a permanent transfer. Um, so the Dutch show up, and then a little bit later the British show up. So the Lenape were gradually pushed out through violence, broken treaties, and like disease, obviously. By the 1700s, like the late 1700s, most had relocated westward forcefully, obviously, or forcibly. So it's just hard. It's a tough one. And there's more uh, people pushing for advocacy to recognize this as the Lenape homelands, especially in Central Park. Maybe one day they'll get a plaque. You know what I mean? But stolen land, don't forget about it. If you want to know more, watch our full episode called Indigenous Erasure. We explore topics like this in great detail.